welcome back, everybody. Beginning of a new campaign. Dude, where's my gods? All right. First, though, since we rushed out so quickly after the last campaign, I have a little ending I want to give to it real quick. All right, before we roll into the next one.
Epilogue.
So, the body of Bane explodes outward with intense magical energy, knocking everyone back. The energy wave stretched outward, beyond Aurora, beyond the Sword Coast, beyond Faerun, beyond the universe. You have won. You defeated the god of tyranny and saved the world from darkness and enslavement. Yet a deep sadness is felt by all who survived, for a god has died. An evil god, to be sure, but still a god nonetheless. Instead of victorious cheers, the entire universe was silent as the other gods wept. An important piece is now missing. In saving the world, you inadvertently doomed the universe. In the following years, the heroes were celebrated. Each went off to rule their own nation, and a long period of peace was had. Daimon went on to found the NLGK, the National League of Gnome Kicking.
Of course.
It went on to become the biggest sport in all of Faerun. Daimon himself was an 8-time champion. Sparkle went on to discover a new school of the arcane arts, glitterification. Most spells were geared towards party favors and pranks, but it was highly favored by the LGBTQ community and grew in popularity.
So I have one of those prank mailers.
After the fall of the Bureau, the land was left without investigators or discoverers. So George took it upon himself to fill that void. He started a new company, the Agency of Newly Undiscovered Shit. Yeah, okay.
But it's pronounced a noose.
Yeah. The pronunciation is...
Its logo is a red 10-pointed star. And fedoras and trench coats became the new standard uniform. DJ made it his mission to fuck every single thing in first his kingdom and then in all the rest. He managed to twerk his ass across half the world and almost succeeded until he contracted a very deadly case of syphilis in an ogre's den.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
After being saved by the doctors, they told him that if he were to fuck even one more time, he would die. So he spent the rest of his days searching for that one last piece of ass that would be totally worth it, man.
Muscle Orc Mommy! He found it in the other timeline and then died from eating too many fucking candles.
So the world went on. Eventually, our heroes passed. The stories of their deeds slowly became legend, which became myth, and were eventually forgotten. Much had changed in the 7,000 years since their time. One by one, the gods began to disappear. This left many of the powerful churches and religions bereft of divine magic. By the time all the gods disappeared, the world was thrown into chaos. War after bloody war was fought. Nations fell. Histories forgotten. The realms had lost their main source of divine magic. Souls couldn't be accepted by Ao and remained trapped in limbo. Once the fighting settled down, the races came together to solve the issue of the missing gods. The magic that could be harnessed was the arcane energies from the natural world itself, or from magical beings, which were also slowly disappearing. Over the course of time, they were able to figure out how to use arcane energies to develop new technologies, constructs, machines. They all became commonplace. Ships that could reach the stars, called spelljammers, were created in hopes to find these gods. Much had changed in the last 7,000 years. Well, except the people that still needed brave idiots. I mean adventurers, to solve all their dumb crap for a little extra coin. So that's where we find our newly formed crew. You guys have a name for your crew?
I don't think we ever came up with one.
Just a crew of idiots.
Why?
Didn't you say like the Red Rockets or something?
Well, John wanted to go with red dicks, but I think that's a little too on the nose.
Space cases.
Yeah.
I had some acronyms, but
Yeah, we'll figure out who we
Figure
are.
it out.
as we
So
go.
far, you guys are just a new crew.
I would say until we have a ship, then we have to worry about naming the ship.
yeah.
Yeah,
Currently, you are on the road towards the mountain city of Stormhold on the continent of Aurora. Along the way, you have stopped for a rest in the village of Haven Hollow at the Crooked Crow Inn.
Alright.
You guys want to give quick introductions before we roll into the...
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce your characters.
Hi, my name is Joe. Last season, I played DJ McHandsome and Strom Halfblood, who were both sex icons, apparently. This season, I will be playing the gunslinger fighter, Tennant Williams, who is definitely not modeled after a combination of Jane from Firefly and Sarge from Red vs. Blue.
I'll be playing as a Eric Nasty wizard. If using wind spells a lot.
So you're a giant walking fart.
What's your name?
It will be Stormfang.
Okay. Yeah. Next.
I'm Liddy. I'm always here. Last season I played Top Tuckover, and then the season before that was Sparkles McGlitterkill. This session I'm going to be doing Eris Mordred, a tiefling ranger disguised as a nun, because I could only do good.
It's none of your business.
Yeah, don't ask any questions.
Oh, you may want me to go next? All right.
Go ahead.
Time I'm playing Kel, Participer, however you want to say it. I'll say it 30 different ways and get over it. High Elf, who just wants to get out there and build stuff. So that's how my character met all these other idiots. They have to keep making stuff or fixing stuff for them because they can't keep their shit together.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm hard on my equipment.
I mean, it's just
Sean.
a robot arm.
Sean, playing a Dragonborn Barbarian. He's a descendant of Nib Nib, which is a character from a previous game. He is journeying across the galaxy, universe, whatever you want to call it, to restore the name of his clan and bring pride back to the Nib Nib name.
Good. And then, of course, there's John's favorite.
You know, John's not here.
We'll just drop him in
Screw it.
somewhere.
Screw him anyhow.
He wasn't good enough to be here on time.
Yeah, he's just a dumbass.
When is he ever on time?
It'll be okay.
He was good enough to, you're not here. You're in chat. There is a difference.
Yeah, you're not participating. You're just watching.
No soup for you.
No, not at all.